Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Wanted to share a couple of thoughts. I try to put things in perspective, right? And I try to consider, advice from my older friends. And Tommy is a friend of mine, the Texas Deacon. You guys know him as the Texas Deacon. Every now and then he makes a video over here. But he's made some comments in the past about, I lived through the first end of the world in 1963. I lived through the second end of the world in 1970 something. And I think about them feeding Christians to lions in the Roman Colosseum. And I think, this stuff's been going on a long time. It's just, maybe I've gotten old enough where I'm becoming more and more aware of it. And so it's not to say that we shouldn't fight it and speak out against it. It's just, maybe it's, been going on a long time, and it's part of the eternal human struggle, right? And so I live every day, and I try to do the best I can. I try to make decisions that, would make God proud. And I try to use every day. I try to eat right. I try to fill my mind full of wisdom. I try to, learn stuff on the internet. I try to read books. I try to deal with people the way I want to be dealt with. I try to live by the golden rule. And I don't let all the tyranny and the evilness that the Lord has opened my eyes to overwhelm me. I just don't. I can't let it overwhelm me because, it just would put me in a bad mood all the time. There's two other things I want to make a quick a quick statement about, and that is you can't enslave an honorable people. If a society is full of honorable people, you'll never enslave them because they won't allow themselves to be slaved. They would rather die. And, there's a line that all of us have to make in our head, and we have to think about it up front. And I'm going to do my best to be a political activist, to speak out, pass out DVDs, pass out constitutions, try to support people that I think are worth supporting, like Ken Hovind, Pastor Manning, G. Edward Griffin. But if the government or anyone else crosses a particular line, all of us have to draw where that line is. Then that'll be the end of that. Our switch will get flipped, and I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. There is a line that all of us have to draw, and so I hope that no one is stupid enough to cross the line. But if they do, well, then that's the end of that. But what I'm trying to say is that honorable people will never be enslaved because they have a line that they will not let get crossed. And if somebody crosses that line, well, then that'll be the end of that, and things will be different from then on out. So I hope that there is a remnant of honorable people in America that have a line that they've drawn. And, we'll just all have to wait and see. But I have my line drawn, and I know exactly where my switch will get flipped. The other thing I want to say before I close out this video is we went to eat dinner with my dad tonight, and he's 81 years old. He lost his leg because the doctor didn't know what he was doing. And they put a stent in his leg for blood flow, and it ended up causing him to lose his leg. Shoot, I can't even think of the name of the blood thinner they gave him. They gave him a blood thinner, and it was a real big legal battle, and it was from China. And I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, it caused him to lose his leg. And he could have sued him, but he didn't. And he lives very Spartan. And he lives, just very Spartan, right? And so, anyway, he made the comment that if you're on welfare or receiving government aid, you shouldn't vote. And I got to think about that. That's a dang. The way he put it was, people that are receiving government assistance are in the cart, they're not pulling it. And so why should they get to vote? And if you're receiving unemployment insurance, if you're receiving welfare, if you're receiving any government assistance whatsoever, that's a dang good point. I don't think you should vote. And I tried to look up on the internet and how many people are receiving unemployment insurance and food stamps and welfare and on some sort of government assistance program, and I think the number is between 40 and 50 million. Okay? And I understand that people get down on their luck and they may need help, and I'm not, you know, that's a whole different conversation, right? My dad has the attitude of work or don't eat. But I'm not talking about that right now. What I'm talking about is if you're going to accept government assistance and you're in the cart and you're not pulling it, then I don't think you should vote. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a very good idea. I think my dad had a damn good idea. I think if you're in the cart and you're not pulling it, then you shouldn't vote. I mean, God has instilled in all of us a certain amount of ethics, I think, because most people know it's wrong to murder. Most people know it's wrong to lie. There's a conscience that we have that tells us, right? And we know it's wrong to steal our neighbor's stuff. We just know it's wrong, right? Evolution didn't give us that, but God installed it in us. And I know that the money system that we have has been corrupted. The capitalistic system that we have has been corrupted, and a lot of rich people are just extremely wealthy based upon mooching, looting, and bootlicking and taking advantage of their fellow man. But for the majority of people that are just decent people that don't understand what's going on and they're just living their lives trying to work, hard-working people generally want to do what's right and understand what's right. And I know the problem is that our system is making it harder and harder and harder for ethical people to make an honest living. I totally agree with that. And so I just think that there is a certain segment of society that is moochers, looters, and bootlickers, and if you allow them a safety net, they'll just stay in that safety net for the rest of their life. And I think that people that are in that safety net, I think that they shouldn't vote. And if that means that 50 million people in the United States shouldn't vote, well, so be it. You know, they shouldn't vote. Because they're going to vote for the lowest common denominator politician that will give them a handout and will not tell them the truth or will not make them uncomfortable in that safety net. They're going to try to, you know, vote a more comfortable safety net as opposed to, you know, teach a man how to fish as opposed to giving him a fish kind of thing. But anyway, my dad was raised on a dairy farm, and on a dairy farm, you got to milk the cows 2 times a day, and it don't matter if it's your birthday, it don't matter if it's your anniversary, it don't matter if it's Christmas, it don't matter if it's Easter. If you look back when he grew up, you had to milk the cows 2 times a day, and it don't matter if you're sick, it don't matter if you got a cold, it don't matter if you're vomiting. You got to milk the cows 2 times a day, and you got to get up early in the morning, and you got to do it in the evening, and you got to milk them, and it's like, you know, they got to be done. It don't matter how bad you feel, you got to milk cows. And he had the attitude of work or don't eat. And I love my dad, man. I didn't know him for a long portion of my life, but once I got to know him, and you know, we've become real good friends. And I'm very blessed with my dad, and still having him around. And I've learned a lot from him, and I like the wisdom that he's sharing with me. And I wish that more Americans had that wisdom, and we wouldn't be in the shape that we're in right now. An honorable people will never be enslaved, and an honorable people will be proud of their heritage, no matter what color you are. I'm not talking about a color thing, but no matter what color you are, you'll be proud of your heritage, and you won't never allow yourself to be enslaved, and you dang sure won't allow a usurper that doesn't meet the eligibility requirements for your nation and the constitution of your nation to march in here and to take over your country and to take over the military of your country. That an honorable people would never allow that to happen. And I pray that one day America regains her honor. Anyway, that's my little rant for the Friday night. That's all I got to say for tonight. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today in Dallas, and God bless every one of you.